£446 million? Yeah, you heard that right. £446 million. That's how much Liverpool spent in last summer's transfer window. A historic figure that was supposed to build a team capable of dominating England for years to come. But after just one season, the entire project started to fall apart. The league champions suddenly found themselves out of the title race, and the questions started piling up. What happened? How did a team that spent that kind of money after winning the league end up in this position? And why did the board decide to enter another transfer window as if they were starting from scratch? To understand what's happening today, we need to go back a little to the day Jurgen Klopp announced that he was leaving Liverpool. At the time, many people said the biggest challenge Liverpool would face was replacing the best manager the club had had in the modern era. But the board moved quickly and brought in Arne Slot. And the surprising thing was that Slot did what almost nobody expected. In his very first season, he won the league, and suddenly the fans felt that Liverpool had passed their toughest test, life after Klopp. But that success led the board to make an even bigger decision. If the manager had already won the league, then he had to be backed. The goal was to build a team capable of dominating England and Europe for years to come. And that's where the £446 million transfer window began. A window filled with big names, record-breaking fees, and even bigger expectations. But when the season came to an end, Liverpool discovered that money alone doesn't guarantee success, and that some of the same problems were still there. Then came the blow that nobody was prepared for. Mohamed Salah left, and with his departure, it wasn't just a player who walked away. An entire era came to an end. Suddenly, Liverpool were facing a bigger challenge than ever before. They didn't just have to fix the mistakes from last summer's transfer window, but also build a team capable of competing without Jurgen Klopp and without Mohamed Salah. And that's exactly what we're going to find out today. Did Liverpool learn from the mistakes of last summer? Or are they about to make the same mistakes all over again? After that disastrous season, Liverpool were facing a crucial decision. Should they continue with the project or start all over again? The board chose to start fresh. Arne Slot left, and they brought in Andoni Iraola, not because he was expected to win the league in his first season, and not simply to play entertaining football, but because he had a much harder job to do: fix what Arne Slot had left behind and build a new generation for Liverpool. That meant that when Iraola walked into Anfield, he wasn't thinking about his first signing. He was thinking about his first problem. And the first question he asked was, who has left and how are we going to replace them? But before we talk about any new signings, we first need to look at who left Liverpool. Because this summer, the board wasn't entering the market just to increase the number of players in the squad. They were entering it to fill some massive gaps, and the biggest one of all was, of course, Mohamed Salah. For more than 10 years, he had been the face of Liverpool's attack. A goal scorer, a playmaker, a leader, and the kind of player who could decide a game from a single chance. And when a player of that magnitude leaves, you don't simply look for a replacement, because there is no replacement for Mohamed Salah. Instead, you have to build a completely new attack. And that may be exactly why Liverpool entered the race so aggressively to sign Bradley Barcola. Not because he was going to become the new Mohamed Salah, but because he could be the first building block of a completely new attacking project. But Salah wasn't the only one to say goodbye to Anfield. Ibrahima Konate also left, and his departure created a huge gap at the heart of Liverpool's defense. And there was another name whose departure may not have received the same amount of attention, but its impact could be just as significant. Andrew Robertson. One of the most important fullbacks in Liverpool's modern history, Robertson brought years of consistency, assists, and leadership to the team. And his departure forced the board to completely rethink the shape of the left side. And this may be the first time you get the feeling that the entire transfer window is built around one question: who is going to replace whom? And that's the question that leads us to Liverpool's first official signing. And the first problem Andoni Iraola decided to solve: the centre-back position. Because Ibrahima Konate's departure wasn't just the loss of a defender, it was the loss of a leader at the back, a player who could start attacks, win physical battles, and impose his presence on the pitch. That's why the first player Liverpool signed was Jeremy Jacquet, with the club agreeing to pay around £55 million for him. And that was the first sign that the board had learned from the mistakes of last season. This time, they started by fixing the problem before looking for the stars. Jacquet isn't just a strong defender. He's a centre-back who fits Iraola's style of play. He's comfortable building from the back, can play under pressure, and can help the team start attacks calmly. And that's exactly what the manager was looking for. But defense wasn't the only problem, because Liverpool also needed to start thinking about the future. And that's where the signing of Victor Munoz came in. A lot of people might see it as an ordinary transfer, but in my opinion, it's one of the smartest signings of the summer. Liverpool don't want to repeat the mistake they've made before, where every time a star leaves, they immediately start looking for a replacement. This time, the board decided to get ahead of the problem and start building the next generation before they actually needed it. And that's exactly what Munoz represents. But despite the signings that had already been completed, there was one name that was getting all the headlines because one question still had no answer. Who is going to replace Mohamed Salah? And that's where Bradley Barcola started to dominate the conversation. Every day, there was a new report, a new development, and Liverpool were clearly ready to enter a major battle to sign him. Why? Because the board wasn't simply looking for another winger, they were looking for a player who could become the foundation of Liverpool's new attack. But here's where we need to stop and ask, is Barcola really the player capable of carrying that responsibility? Or are we putting too much pressure on a young player? And in my opinion, that's the most important question of Liverpool's entire transfer window. Because no matter how much you spend, and no matter how many big names you bring in, the fans will eventually compare any new winger to Mohamed Salah. And that's a comparison that could be harder than any transfer battle in the market. But maybe the question was never who is going to replace Mohamed Salah. Because the truth is, there is no player in the world who can simply become Mohamed Salah. And maybe the question wasn't whether Xhaka could replace Konate, whether Munoz could become the star of the future, or even whether Barcola, if he arrives, could completely change the shape of Liverpool's attack. The real question was, did Liverpool learn? Did they learn from a transfer window that cost them £446 million, yet despite its massive spending, failed to deliver what the board had hoped for? Did they learn from a season that started with them as champions and ended in disappointment? And did they learn that when a team loses Jurgen Klopp and then loses Mohamed Salah, you can't replace them with one or two players. You have to build an entirely new project from the ground up. And that's exactly what Andoni Iraola is trying to do today. He's not simply trying to sign players, he's trying to reshape Liverpool's entire identity. That's why, if you look at each signing on its own, you might disagree with some of them. But if you look at the bigger picture, you'll realize that every player who came in was there to solve a specific problem. Xhaka was brought in to fill the gap left by Konate. Munoz represents the beginning of a new generation. And Barcola, if the deal goes through, would be there to start writing a new chapter for Liverpool's attack after the end of the Mohamed Salah era. Will this plan work? Nobody can answer that right now. But one thing is certain, Liverpool have chosen an extremely difficult path, the path of rebuilding instead of looking for quick fixes. And if we go back to the very first line of the video, you'd remember when I said £446 million? A number big enough to change the future of almost any club. But in football, money has never been the only guarantee of success. The real guarantee is learning from your mistakes. And that's exactly the test Liverpool are facing this season. It's not a test of the signings, and it's not a test of the manager. It's a test of whether the club has actually learned from the past, or whether they're going to repeat the same mistakes all over again. And that's the question that time will answer, not the transfer market. So tell us, if you were running Liverpool, what would be the first signing you would make? And do you think Barcola is capable of carrying the responsibility of leading the attack, or does Liverpool need to think in a completely different way? Let us know your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.